Hello, welcome to my channel everybody. My name's Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 29th of August. Now if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I do discuss the Great Awakening process a lot and I also let my guides channel through to you. So stay watching. Don't forget to comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. We always have great chats here on my channel and I'll get started and we'll just see what comes up. Now someone's flicking the switch. Now when I'm getting the flicking of the switch, it's these government leaders are starting to flick the switch. They're starting to turn the reset back on. Now I talked the other week about them turning down the dial and the reset was going to be eased off a little bit and they were going to slow it down. Well, now they're turning the dial back on and they're starting to want to implement things again. And we know that's going to happen. And this could be the thing that starts to get people to rise up again in September. But I do feel that they're starting to turn that dial up again. It's almost like they're sort of, as much as they're a little bit fearless of the people waking up, they still don't want them to wake up, but they feel like, oh, we've already put that all out there, we better keep going with it. We don't want to pretend that, well, as we know, that they're covering it up and they're trying to hide everything and not let people know all about it. So that's what we're currently getting here, is we're getting that there's that turning up of the dial from government. So we might see that things start to come up again with the rollout agenda. Oh yes, let's roll the red carpet out and get it all prepared again. So I do feel like there's the the reconstruction of the entry into probably the awards ceremony for the Great Reset agenda that is being rolled out. We know it is. Anyone out there who's denying that it's happening, you're an absolute fool if you don't see what's happening around you, because your life and your rug's being pulled out from beneath you. You all see it here. I know that you guys do that follow my channel. We see what is coming and it's on a very large scale. Let's see where else we go. Hang on a sec. I'm getting it. People are going to be uprising. See, people are being taken down to nothing. They're being told 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Well, this is what they were told. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. But now they're going to realise, and they might not realise it yet because they're too busy attacking other people and their pain bodies like venting on everybody and everything everybody says, because apparently no one has an opinion or no one has free speech. Well, not in Australia anymore anyway. You're not allowed to speak your truth. You just get squashed by these people. It's like their way or the highway. And that's why I tell you to stay away from people waking up, because they're dangerous. Their pain bodies are vicious. There's a lot of venom inside these people that's starting to pour out. And so this is what we're getting. The rug's about to be pulled from under them. They're not going to be able to travel soon. Their bank accounts are going to just disappear to nothingness. This is happening. I don't know why they've still got their heads buried in the sand, and I know you guys see the same thing. It's so sad, the things that have happened to us, the vilification of the unjabbed, and now the CDC, and we all know it here on my channel, has come out and said the jabbed and the unjabbed are even. There is no differentiation, because all the people with the jab got COVID. Most of us didn't get COVID. We're fine. We never got it. So they must be injecting them, or they're spreading it all amongst themselves. In the beginning, when it started going into the old age homes, we weren't even free. We were still in lockdown here in Australia, in New South Wales, and it was rife. It was going right through. They were locking down and shutting down old age homes because it was going crazy. And that wasn't us, because we weren't moving around. We couldn't even go to another state. And yet it was still spreading all over the countryside. So they can't keep blaming us for the spread of this virus. And I get really frustrated by it, because it was all lies and deception right from the beginning. It's been an absolute farce, hasn't it? Destroyed lives, ruined people's businesses. Oh, it makes me so mad. I know you guys understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes you just need to have a rant, don't we? So that's what I'm getting. They're about to get the rug pulled out from beneath them, because these people are in denial that this has all been about the reset. It's never been about a virus. Why would they have done a trial pandemic prior to the one that arrived in 2019? Why? Why would you do that? Because you wanted to see if you could do your mass psychosis and brainwash people and get them into this narrative, which most of them are still stuck in. They still believe this is real. Oh, it's absolute insane, isn't it? And so that's where we're at. They're about to get the rug pulled from underneath them. And I tell you what, it's going to be a bloody rude shock when it actually happens, isn't it? Because we can see what's coming. Oh, it's so frustrating. Actually, this morning I was talking to my mum, because I just don't talk about it with her, as you all know. She's following the narrative to a T, watches the news and listens to all the bullshit she's being fed. And like, she's 86, so I have to let it go over my head because she doesn't see anything else. And she won't let my husband and I into her house still because we're unjabbed, which is interesting since the CDC, oh yes, says that we're all equal now. And they even said that the jabs wane after 4 weeks in Australia. How's that work? So we're all on an even playing ground now, and they did make some mistakes, they're actually saying. But, yep, my mother told me today that the reason she doesn't want us in her house is because we're going to make her sick and she's going to go to hospital, because that is what the news said. And I said, Mum, you're being lied to. And she said, oh no, you don't know what's going on. There's ambulances backed up. The nurses are overworked. I feel so sorry for them. And I said, Mum, you're being lied to. And she goes, oh, Chrissy, you just don't watch the news. You need to be watching the news because you don't even know what's going on up here in Queensland. Can you imagine me? I couldn't even respond. I just said, whatever, we just agree to disagree. And then I think we pretty much wrapped up the phone call about it at that point. So the bottom line is, these people who are stuck in that narrative want us to believe everything they believe, and we don't. We see this whole world very differently, and the reset is coming, and they better be ready for it. Whether it's coming as subliminal words, whether it comes in different messages, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that the word reset is being used in everything. Build back better. Oh, renewables. Every single aspect of our lives is now being touched. And I'm telling you, and you guys know it here, that pandemic was just the little testing ground and the inroad to implement all of this. That's the minuscule little part of the reset agenda, was the jab, because that was to see who complied and who didn't. And we know who the compliers were, don't we? Oh, it's been the most frustrating experience. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I just get exhausted. I know you guys out there have trouble with family, and some of you can't see your grandkids. Like, what even is this? We're 3 years on, and this is garbage and lies are still going on. Honestly, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And people who vilified people should be ashamed of themselves and embarrassed. And they're still continuing to attack people. It's just not okay. It's just not okay what's going on in this world. It's so infuriating. Sorry, let's see where else we go today. Sorry, you can hear my dog eating his bone in the background. Oh, Sprocket, he's always got to be right beside me. Oh, it's saying people don't want to be people don't want to be herbivores because they're carnivorous. Now, this is a lot of people. Don't think for 1 second that the farmers aren't going to get touched, because they are, because they're coming after everybody. No one's going to escape this reset agenda. They're not. Everyone's going to get taken down and everyone's going to get affected. And now we know they're attacking the farmers. Look at the Netherlands having to stand up. This is happening. It's happening here in Australia. There's already been protests in Melbourne about the farms. We know this is happening. In New Zealand, she is now putting taxes on farmers in New Zealand. We know it for a fact. It's happening. So anyone who's still living in their little, what would you call it? Fake world over here, living in denial, you better start to open up your eyes and start to see these things, because it's happening. And Australia, it's happening here as well. So the Great Reset with Klaus Schwab isn't a conspiracy anymore. It's actually a fact. People are still in denial about all this. I can't even believe it. 3 years on and they still think it's not real, as it's all unfolding and rolling out in their lap. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe there is a mass psychosis for it all as well. Sometimes I just throw my hands in the air, and how can people be so stupid that they fell for all this stupid lies and garbage that they were being fed? Oh, honestly, where's the common sense? That's what I want to know. Where's the common sense? Let's see where else we go with this today. Yeah, And see, people can't hide their feelings anymore. I keep saying it. These people waking up, they're bitter, they're angry, they're pissed off at their government, but they're taking it out on everybody else. And that's the saddest part about all of this, because they know they weren't nice people. They were horrible to people. People pushed people out of their jobs through mandates, and they were all happy to stand by and let that happen to people. They were happy to stand by and let people be kept out of restaurants and coffee shops. And this is what's coming back to bite them on the bum now. When you're a nasty, rude, mean and horrible person who won't let anyone else have their freedom of speech and make their own choices about their body autonomy, guess what? It comes back to bite you on the bum. And that's what's starting to happen to these people. And that's why they're so angry and they're rising up, because they're pissed off at their government. And if we remove ourselves from their energy and from their little world, whether it be family and friends, it's a safer place to be, because they can't get to us. We don't have to hide, but we just don't have to be their whipping post, I guess you could. That's what it feels like, because hurt people hurt other people, and we know that these people are hurting because they know they've been lied to, and they know the future that's coming to them is about dictatorship and tyranny. And if they don't stand up and stand up fast, they're going to lose their freedoms. We already know that because we can see it from the outside, and it's coming. And they're in denial. They're still in denial. How can people be in denial about a German dictator called Klaus Schwab, who exists, who has all these little plebs working for him? God, we know it. Macron, Trudeau, Jacinda Ardern, just to name a few. Oh, Greg Hunt here. Oh, he was a big leader. Of course, he's involved with all the WEF. Yep, never-ending list of people involved with the WEF, which is Klaus Schwab's little baby. We know how it's all percolating under the surface and starting to come up and being exposed. We know it. This is happening. Oh, I wish these people had stopped denying it. It's just getting embarrassing now, isn't it? They just look really stupid. Honestly, you can't even feel sorry for them anymore. You just got to let them go and just deal with it, because it's not our stuff to deal with. Sorry, I'm just really angry today. I'm feeling very frustrated. Even my dogs, I think because the sun's not shining today, I'm just all annoyed. I'm annoyed about just the way that we're getting our lives taken from us. Well, not us, not on this channel. We've found our freedom again, and we've managed to find a way back and get our lives back to some sort of normality. And we've disregarded all this nonsense and garbage over here. And that's what we chose to do. It's a choice that we made. So that people need to let us get on and live our lives now. Just let me see if there's anything to close with today. People are standing up. They are. They're going to be standing up because it's their turn. It's not our turn. It's their turn. The people waking up, they're going to be forced to stand up. It's either that, or they're going to have to look at their kids in the eye and say, you know what? When this tyranny and dictatorship came, I didn't do anything, kids. I just sat there. And I've sat on my lounge chair and abused other people and wanted to take all my energy out on other people. And now your life's going to be dictated to. You're never going to own a home. You're never going to be able to fly around freely and fly overseas or do any of the things that you want to do, because you're going to have to earn your credit scoring with your carbon emissions. And if you don't have an electric car, you're going to be getting punished, and you can't eat that hamburger because you haven't earned it this week and you don't have enough money in the bank. This is what's going to happen. It's called a credit scoring system, if you want to look that up. I'm sure there's people out there that don't probably know about it. The social credit scoring system. It's already happening in Canada. So Australia pretty much follows Canada's, same patterns. So that's what's going to happen. It's about to happen here. Credit scoring system, carbon emissions. It's going to be in every avenue of your life, and it's coming to you. Yes, it's coming. So be ready for it. We're ready for it. We know it's coming. But we actually do have a giggle and a laugh about it here, because we're really not in it. We do get affected by it. I'm not saying we don't get affected by it, but we more get affected by these people complying, because when they comply, every time these people comply, it takes away freedoms for everybody, and I mean everybody. And they're not looking at their kids' future moving forward, because we know what happened in Germany, and I'll tell you what, it happens in China every day. Look at Shanghai. Look what they went through. Look what's happening in Sri Lanka now. Yep. Credit scoring, social credit scoring, and carbon emissions. You can only have this much fuel because you've used your car too much today, or whatever they did in Sri Lanka. It's already happening. So we're not far away now. And the microchipping's coming, we know that. God, in Suncorp in Queensland, the bank, they already talked about it up there. So we know this is all happening. So yes, we know it's very well hidden, but don't kid yourself, it's coming. So stand up now if you haven't. God, you've got to stand up to make a difference. You've got to get your world back. We need to get our freedoms back. And if you keep complying, which is the people waking up, all the freedoms keep disappearing. Oh, God, it makes me sick. Hang on. Oh, not the elites and not the people in power, because they're always going to have their freedom. They'll be able to jet set around in their beautiful jets with their carbon emissions. It's not a problem. It's only for the little people. Yep, different rules for them as to us. Let's see if there's anything to close with today. And the thing is, that's what the guys are saying. People are scared. These people are scared. They really are. They're pretty gutless if you think about it. My husband and I always say that Australians are really gutless. They don't stand up and fight for their freedoms and that. They're pretty gutless. And these people are gutless. They need to stand up against government. They're not staying in their truth, are they? How could you fall for this? It's just the biggest scam I've ever seen. I just can't believe it. Sorry, you can feel my energy today. I'm just over all the lies, the deception, the bullshit being fed on mainstream media, as you guys all know that watch my channel. It's just ridiculous. And there's Zuckerberg now has come out and said how he controlled the Hunter Biden laptop, pushed it all down the algorithms. So we know that he's done that with Big Pharma and everything else as well. Oh, Robert Malone got shoved down, Joe Rogan, shove everybody down in the algorithm so none of the information gets found. Oh, the Pfizer data, shove that down in the algorithms. Have you noticed that that's already disappeared? People would be horrified. Imagine if they handed people, and here's the 800-page list of the side effects for Pfizer the Pfizer data that's coming out every 3 months. Oh, and by the way, they didn't want you to know that for 75 years. Not that that's a big issue, is it? Why would they want to hide data for 75 years? Oh, we know why they wanted to hide it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I guess that's enough of a rant today. I just had to have my little whinge today because I try to be upbeat as much as I can, but sometimes just the sheer stupidity of all of this it's just getting beyond crazy now, isn't it? And being vilified and attacked for having our own opinion and seeing the reset as real, which it actually is the truth. Anyway, all right, well, I'm going to say goodbye because I think that's enough whinging from me today. Let me know down below if you want to have a whinge because I'm more than receptive to it. Because the injustice of all of this is just so wrong and we never deserved it. We've done nothing to other people. It's proven now that unjabbed don't affect other people. And it's not a pandemic of the unvaccinated, as they kept pushing in the beginning. If anything, I think we could all say here on my channel, it's a pandemic of the vaccinated because they've all bloody spread it to each other. Some people have had it 2 and 3 times. It's absolutely ridiculous. Biggest lies. I can't even believe we're living in such an effed up world. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia and bye from my doggos, bye from Sprocket and bye from Sophie. And hopefully I'll be a bit more upbeat in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like buttons. Bye.